Greetings, beautiful souls. I'm Bevan Neiman Cortez, the person behind this channel, the Down to Earth Mystery School. I thank you for dropping by. And I just wanted to make a quick announcement because for the past 11 years, I have been mentoring and guiding and supporting highly sensitive people and intuitive empaths. It's been an absolute incredible journey. And lately I've been kind of reminiscing about how this all began. As in fact, when I found out that I was an empath, I actually started a meetup group and, took a big deep breath because I was very introverted, very hermited. I can still be that way often. And invited people into my living room for a workshop I called Sensitivity 101. So I was learning about my spiritual gifts. I was learning about being a highly sensitive person, an empath, being highly intuitive, what all that meant, and why I was led for the past 11 years to really step into leadership, to really own my gifts, to help others empower themselves. And so, in my own quest to explore my sensitive nature, I unexpectedly ended up serving thousands and thousands of sensitive people. And, we can often sort of diminish our depth of wisdom. And I've definitely been guilty of this, right? So it's hard for me to say, well, look at me. I've done this for 11 years and I'm an expert in this field. It's still very uncomfortable, even though I've been on camera many times. But it's important to share what we've learned, even though we're a little nervous about it. So it can be amplified through other practitioners or other clients, right? So we always know when is the right time. And I've been feeling very strongly that I wanted to pass on this wisdom, all the things I've learned, the good, the bad, the ugly, about running a holistic business in late stage capitalism and really connecting with a group of people who don't even really know who they are. It's been such an interesting journey. I've grown so much. I've watched my clients absolutely transform their lives. And so I just feel now that the time is right for me to share this with other practitioners, whether you are a massage therapist, a functional medicine doctor, whether you are doing energy work or intuitive readings. The chances are that you're probably, most of your clients, most of the people that are coming to your practice are highly sensitive. They tend to be the deep thinkers. They tend to be the spiritual seekers. They tend to be the ones who are willing to ask for help and work on themselves. And so, knowing exactly how to work with those folks and really getting the nuances of that, understanding, how do I do marketing and attraction when I don't really like the icky business parts, right? How do I talk about my work and honor myself and put on my crown and hold my space and my presence and really bring something deeply valuable to other sensitive people? So if you've been doing a lot of this healing work yourself and you're like, I feel ready to put my hand back and help someone who's just a few steps behind me, this program could be great for you. The Perceptive Collective, which is an advanced sensitivity practitioner training. And I say that it's advanced because there's a lot of information out on the internet, on YouTube, on various places about sensitivity, about all of the psychological research behind that, the sort of psychic metaphysical research around that. And this mastermind, this intimate mastermind, is for people who are running or launching a holistic wellness or spirituality practice. And the common thread that weaves us together in this group is our desire to help people like ourselves improve their relationships, their health, their careers, and their daily lives. Most empaths are kind of in survival mode, right? And I lived in survival mode for many years before I understood that I have a highly sensitive nervous system, that I am more responsive to my environment, that the kinds of people and the environments I surround myself are really, really vital. And then, of course, setting up boundaries and being able to step in and say, yes, I deserve this. I really want this for myself. I want to have peace instead of chaos. And there are 1.4 billion, yes, I said billion, highly sensitive people on Earth right now. Their souls came here. A part of what I believe their souls came here to learn is how can we navigate a planet which is mostly created, and societies which are mostly created by people who are less sensitive, less reactive to their environments, less empathetic, perhaps, or definitely in many cases. So how do we navigate? How do we come into this physical vessel and we learn how to be a sensitive soul on a planet which is in a period of great chaos? And this takes a lot of practice, and it takes a lot of support, and it takes community, right? So we have all these people who don't know that they're highly sensitive. So they think that something is wrong with them. Why can't I just do it? Why can't I just stay in that noisy restaurant? Why can't I just deal with this other thing here? Why is time pressure at work so hard for me? Why do I feel like at the end of the day I just want to go and like lay in bed in the dark, right? And most people who are highly sensitive do not know. And they're overstimulated, they feel alone, they feel misunderstood, they've been bullied. There's many, many things that they go through, and I'm going to be sharing more of that as time goes on, as we get closer to this program. But if you have done some of that inner healing, some of that studying, some of that understanding of yourself and what you need, and the self-care that you need, and the kind of career that suits you the best, and you've done some of this work to really do the integration of the realization that you are sensitive, then you can be a person that really gets them, that gets the fact that people don't know, and they're walking around feeling really bad about themselves and feeling like they're a failure because they cannot conform to the other 75% majority society. And so this shift that you can create with them, excuse me, it's a lot of throat chakra energy, right? Every time I feel that, I'm like, what is wanting to be said? Why is this being blocked? So here's what I'm going to say. If you've done some of that inner healing, and you're the person who can get someone who's still awakening to their sensitivity to help them shift from perceiving this as a curse, like, why me? Why do I have this? Why was I born this way? This isn't fair. It would be just lovely if I could, go places and do things without feeling overstimulated. You can help them move from seeing life in that way and framing it in a completely different way of living well, utilizing those gifts and abilities instead of shutting them down. And so this is where the voice is very, very important for sensitive people. A lot of times there's a lot of constriction here, and around just being able to say, I am an empath is a big deal. For you to hold that container for them and say, yes, being an empath is normal. It's natural. It's your way of being. Hello, I'm an empath too. That kind of thing really changes something drastically within people who have never had that kind of support. And that is the thing that has propelled me on as a practitioner in this field. And the field of sensitivity is a legitimate, serious field. Right now, there are over 200 research studies being conducted around the world, and that is in sort of mainstream psychological science. There's also many, complementary alternative, type of things that are being tested, where they're looking at sensitivity, and they're looking at energy, and they're looking at how we interact, and they're proving that we are all one. So there's just a lot that we're going to dive into in this program. We're going to dive into the research. We're really going to help you get a very deep understanding of yourself as a sensitive person, as an empath, if you resonate with that, and as highly intuitive, as that kind of goes hand in hand with most empaths and HSPs. And then the second half of the program will shift into running a practice, creating an offer that is deeply meaningful and valuable to sensitive people, and really honing in on which segment in the highly sensitive community do you want to serve. There are 50% of the community are men, so that is a great place to serve if that feels like a calling to you. And I have a number of colleagues that have done that. They've written books, they've done talks, they've had retreats, because being a highly sensitive man is really, really challenging in most modern society, which says men need to be stoic and strong and never show their emotions and be, this like alpha male sort of personality. And a lot of highly sensitive men don't approach life like that. They are more loving, nurturing. They feel those deep emotions and then feel that, push and pull between repression. So, that's a particular niche, working on highly sensitive people's bodies, whether you're a massage therapist, an acupuncturist, an energy healer. I have a wonderful remote energy healer, and she tunes in and we do this work, and she's very tuned in to how I'm able to perceive my body and how I'm able to receive those messages. So there's many, many ways that you can bring sensitive people a valuable service or product or something from the heart that also meets their needs. And you can either do this part-time, or you can make this your full-time living, which I've done since 2018. So it's just such a beautiful progression of me really diving in, using my life and my business as an experiment, and then kind of recording all of those things that I learned and passing them on to you and to other people so we can create a ripple effect in the world. So if this intrigues you, if you'd like to wow, that'd be really cool to be in a mastermind group with all these other highly sensitive practitioners, you can really show who you are, be accepted and be honored, and then we can brainstorm ideas. And through that process, you are supported and nurtured, whether you are just dreaming of having a practice, whether you are in that launch stage and maybe you have a few clients, or you've been in a practice for a while, but you're thinking, maybe I'd like to pivot a little bit into this arena, but you don't feel confident in knowing enough about what it means to work with highly sensitive people, hold that space for them, and reach them out in the public sphere on social media or local events or whatever that is. So we're going to go through all of that in this program. So grab your favorite beverage. There's a program brochure, and I will link that here so that you have that if you want to see. And inside the brochure, if you feel really called to talk with me one-to-one, there is a zero pressure call that you can click on and find a time on my calendar to connect. I thank you so much for sitting here with me, for connecting with me, for learning about my journey. I'm very proud of myself. And that is a big thing for me to say, because for much of my life, I just pushed myself to do the next thing. And I'm like, no, I have this huge body of knowledge. And before I move off and I become more of an herbalist, a land healer, druid, shaman, practitioner, something in that arena, I feel this switch and this change coming. I really wanted to be able to document this legacy and everything and share anything and everything that I can to help you more effectively reach people like us. Because if 25% of the entire world is sort of woken up to who they are, is conscious, is healing, is stepping into leadership in different sectors of society, imagine how our world can change. And so we are here right now to set that foundation. And I would love to have you join me inside the Perceptive Collective.